A core memory for so many of us is learning to ride a bike. But one thing that isn't always included in those lessons, proper bike safety. This is John Boyd. He's an injury prevention specialist at Phoenix Children's. So great to have you on Sonoran Living.
Thank you.
The weather is turning out so beautiful right now. We're hitting the roads. Why is it important for adults and children to learn about bike safety?
Well, the bottom line is when you're on a bike, you're considered a vehicle. So you have to follow the same rules as people driving cars. And this valley is growing and growing, and we have so much more traffic on this. So we need to make sure that we're doing the right things when we're riding a bike.
Yeah, so what are some things that you see caregivers and children doing wrong when it comes to riding a bike?
First of all, the law says you have to stay on the right side of the road, riding with the flow of traffic, not going against traffic. You're stopping for stop signs. When you come to the intersection, there's a red light, you need to stop and look left, right, left, make sure it's clear. And if you need to ride on the sidewalk, great. If there's a bike lane, ride in the bike lane, but be vigilant, be aware of your surroundings and looking where you're going. A lot of people, their heads are down or they're on their cell phone.
Oh, wow.
Or they're listening to music and they're not paying attention. When you get on your bike, have a fun time, but be vigilant, look around and make sure it's safe out there.
So it sounds like John is telling us we need to brush up on our bike safety rules. We need to know the rules of the road.
Yes.
First of all, what are some things people are doing wrong when it comes to wearing a helmet?
First of all, they're not wearing a helmet. And they're not protecting their brain. And everybody's got a brain. We have to protect that brain. And the helmets are on wrong. The helmets are old. The helmets are falling apart, or they're just not wearing a helmet.
All right, so John is going to demonstrate the proper way to wear a helmet, especially for children, which is so critical. So we have Fletcher here. Let's do a little demo. Hi, Fletcher.
Hey, Fletcher.
Good morning.
How you doing? You can wave. So what we're going to do is demonstrate real quickly how to put this helmet on. Now, the bottom line, I see this a lot.
Oh, wrong.
And I see this a lot. Now, this is not going to be protecting the front of the head. The first thing about a helmet is when you put it on, it's got to be a little bit snug on you. And then, Fletcher, can you look up and see the brim up here? Yes, about an inch above the eyebrows or 2 fingers. And then we're going to come on the sides, and these little straps are going to be right below the earlobes. And then when we fasten it, make sure it fits nice and proper. But I have them always look up. That brings the chin up so we don't pinch them, because if you do pinch them, it will hurt and they'll never ever forget it. I have him put his head down. Now Fletcher, turn around for me, please. And then I'm going to tighten this helmet up in the back. Nice and tight.
Now, not all helmets have that safety tightener, right?
Yeah, a lot of them come one size fits all, but this one's nice because it does have a little attachment in the back where you can make it tighter or looser.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much, Fletcher. That was great. Now, if you're an adult, John, what are some things we need to keep in mind when we put our helmet on? That's
the hardest thing for me. When I'm doing my bike rodeos or going to schools, it's convincing the caregivers that they too have a brain and they too have to follow the rules. We're putting a helmet on and make sure it fits nice and snug. I better take these glasses off. And I wear the sunglasses because we have bugs and we have sun and we need to protect our eyes. So this helmet's nice and square on my head.
It's
ready
perfect.
to go.
And bike rodeo, you mentioned that. What are bike rodeos and how can we get one of those in our own community?
Bike rodeos are safety courses where I come up, I set up a whole safety course. I have 6 or 7 different stations, stop signs, intersections, crosswalks, and we're teaching the children and the adults proper rules of the road, how to ride your bike. And I like for them to bring their own bikes to the bike rodeo, or I have bikes that they can have and they can use, and they're going to learn the skills, and we're going to measure the bikes, make sure they fit the children. We're going to check and make sure the tires have air in them. We're going to make sure the bikes fit them.
And you recently took a ride in a Waymo. How do you feel about autonomous vehicles and sharing the road with cyclists and pedestrians?
The one thing that really impressed me is that they see things that we do not see as drivers. I was on a ride, there was a gigantic bougainvillea tree there. Pedestrians walking behind the tree. I didn't even see him, but then the autonomous vehicle saw that person and stopped and waited for. I wouldn't have saw that person. So it sees things that we don't see and anticipates things that we don't anticipate. We should, but as drivers, we're distracted and there's a lot of things going on, but that autonomous car saw what was going on.
Great information, John. Thank you so much.
You're
and
welcome.
If you would like to learn more about bike rodeos and bike safety, please visit phoenixchildrens.org/injury prevention. And to learn more about Waymo, go to their website, waymo.com.